Tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border have surged into one of the most dangerous phases of the ongoing regional conflict, with the northern front rapidly transforming into a major battlefield. What was once a contained cross-border confrontation has now escalated into a multi-layered war, closely tied to the wider conflict involving Israel, Iran, and their respective allies. Fighting in southern Lebanon has intensified sharply, with Hezbollah claiming responsibility for a coordinated ambush against Israeli forces attempting to advance deeper into contested territory. The group says its fighters launched a carefully planned nighttime attack using guided missiles, rockets, and artillery against Israeli armored units, including Merkava tanks. These types of anti-tank strikes have become a defining feature of the conflict, often used to counter Israel's mechanized advantages on the ground. According to Hezbollah, the ambush was designed to halt Israeli advances and force a retreat. The group claims multiple direct hits on armored vehicles and says the assault was part of a broader effort to disrupt Israeli operations across southern Lebanon. While such battlefield claims are difficult to independently verify in real time, similar engagements have been reported throughout the escalation, where anti-tank weapons have slowed or damaged advancing units. The confrontation reportedly unfolded under cover of darkness, highlighting the tactical use of timing and terrain in asymmetrical warfare. Hezbollah says Israeli forces attempted repeated advances into contested zones, but each push was met with renewed resistance and precision strikes. The group claims that after initial impacts, additional guided missile attacks were launched as Israeli units attempted to reposition, forcing them to withdraw. As the fighting intensified, reports indicate that Israeli forces deployed helicopters to evacuate wounded soldiers from the battlefield. Such evacuations, often carried out under fire, reflect the severity of the clashes. Hezbollah claims it targeted evacuation zones with additional rocket and artillery strikes, further escalating the confrontation and underscoring the intensity of combat conditions on the ground. The conflict has not remained confined to direct engagements in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah has expanded its operations by launching rocket barrages into northern Israel, targeting both military positions and civilian areas. These attacks are part of what the group describes as a broader campaign to pressure Israel across multiple fronts. In response, Israel has carried out extensive airstrikes across Lebanon, targeting what it says are Hezbollah infrastructure sites, weapons depots, and operational centers. These strikes have reached beyond southern Lebanon into central areas, including Beirut, reflecting a widening scope of military operations. Israel has also intensified its strategy by targeting critical infrastructure. Bridges over the Litani River have been struck in an effort to disrupt Hezbollah's movement and logistics, signaling a broader attempt to weaken the group's operational capabilities. At the same time, Israeli ground forces have launched what are described as limited and targeted operations inside southern Lebanon. These operations are aimed at dismantling Hezbollah positions and establishing a forward defensive posture along the border. However, resistance on the ground has been strong, with Hezbollah employing tactics designed to slow advances and inflict damage. The escalation along the Israel-Lebanon border is deeply connected to the wider regional war involving Iran. The current phase of conflict intensified following major strikes against Iran in late February, which triggered a chain reaction across the region. Hezbollah, backed by Iran, entered the confrontation soon after, launching attacks against Israel in what it described as a response to those developments. The border war has expanded across multiple fronts, including direct strikes on energy infrastructure. Israeli attacks on Iran's South Pars gas field and subsequent Iranian retaliation against oil and gas facilities in the Gulf have raised fears of a prolonged and destabilizing regional conflict.
As the conflict spreads, the humanitarian toll has risen dramatically. In Lebanon, more than 900 people have been killed and over 1 million displaced since early March, according to multiple reports. These figures represent a significant portion of the country's population and highlight the scale of the crisis.
Entire communities in southern Lebanon have been devastated, with homes destroyed and infrastructure severely damaged. Medical systems are under immense pressure, with hospitals struggling to cope with the influx of casualties. Reports also indicate that medical workers and facilities have been affected, further complicating relief efforts. The conflict's impact extends beyond Lebanon. In Israel, civilians have faced rocket attacks and missile strikes, with casualties and widespread disruption reported. The sustained exchange of fire has made daily life increasingly difficult in border regions and beyond. What makes the current situation particularly volatile is the absence of clear boundaries. The conflict now includes ground battles, airstrikes, missile exchanges, and cyber and intelligence operations across multiple countries. Each layer adds complexity and increases the risk of further escalation. The international community has expressed growing concern over the possibility of a broader regional war. Global leaders have called for restraint, but diplomatic efforts have so far failed to halt the escalation. Meanwhile, economic repercussions are already being felt, particularly in energy markets, where disruptions have driven prices higher and increased global uncertainty. The northern front between Israel and Lebanon has emerged as one of the most volatile flashpoints in the Middle East. Hezbollah's use of coordinated ambush tactics combined with Israel's expanding military operations has created a cycle of escalation that shows little sign of slowing. The situation represents a critical turning point in the region's geopolitical landscape. What began as localized clashes has evolved into a broader confrontation with far-reaching implications. The interconnected nature of the conflict linking Lebanon, Israel, Iran, and beyond means that developments in one area can quickly trigger reactions elsewhere. As fighting continues, the stakes remain extraordinarily high. The northern front is no longer a secondary theater of conflict. It is now central to a widening war that is reshaping the balance of power in the Middle East and raising urgent questions about what comes next.